Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And but before you do well, I hope you're here. and and she's is here. Anand says, "Hey, hey yourself." What kind of a salutation is that? Who are you? Where are you tuning in from? How old are you? What's your gender? Gee, all these information and all that into hey, how dare you? Good to see you. And she's welcome. Yogi is here. She says, hello, Marin. How are you? Hello, Yogi. Don't you guys forget, just because I know and I've heard of you guys, I don't remember age and where you guys are. Yogi, I think you're in Canada somewhere, yeah? Last I know you were in, I don't know, Alberta, was it? Are you now in what, BC? Let me have my favorite juice. This juice is amazing. Wow. Really, wow. Mm. The greens, the lemon, the ginger. Mm. Yogi says, I live in North Vancouver. Ah, yes, okay. Good. But you were at one point in a different province, weren't you? So it must have been something I said because we had four, now we have two. This is how we grow exponentially. All right. Very well. I can just have my juice and you guys sit and have your tea or coffee there. But I got to fix my view here. See, there we go. That should do it. See, we now have Hawaii with us. Now that we can't go to Hawaii anymore, or anywhere for that matter, because we can't fly, we're all grounded. Why? Because we want to live and be free, away from tyrannical rules. So we can't see our beloved places. We can't go see our mom in a care center. Do you really feel this is what our forefathers fought for and died in Normandy? I don't care where you come from, they're all considered our forefathers. That you died for freedom to take tyrannical governments and powers, which at the time was Hitler, Mussolini, and all that, took him down. The whole world got together to take him down. And the world and the history hasn't taught us anything. Now we're creating same tyrannical governments through taking the same freedom that we all wanted and our forefathers died for. We're taking those back and now putting people in jails and so on and taking their freedom away. And then what? The history has to repeat itself. Another Normandy someday, somewhere, to get us the freedom that we already have shown that we all people on this earth deserve to have. There's a bunch of shysters have come along, try and take that away from us. Hmm. Well, is that what we are headed to? Is that the civilization that we were counting on? Well, it's unfortunate, but here we are. So, hence, we see this. That's my trouble. And we have Val here from Texas. Hello, Val. And we have Ghetto Sep, Ghetto Ghetto Sages. Oh, that's interesting way. I guess I used to call you Gatto. That was the easiest. Oh, did you change your screen name? Did you? It says hello, male 35 Italy. And who else we have here? Hello to all. So hope all of you are healthy and safe wherever you are. Not safe from what's supposedly safe from the the made up rules. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I should drink like this so nobody gets anything from me. So let's get it straight. If I go into the food store to order takeout, I have to have this on. But if I sit there and eat, that thing in the air will, wow, no, he's sitting. So it goes away. All right. So, in other words, if you rise, there will be an attack, which is the way it is actually everywhere now. You rise, there's an attack, which means, all right, all right, I've said my piece. What else going on here? What a juice. Unbelievable. Do anyone have anything to say, or are we just here to look at each other? Because I don't, it's the first time we don't have a question, and that's already, what, 10 minutes into? Wow, what a juice. All right. All right. Very good. I can see how you guys feel. You all take a, you're all silenced. Is it because you don't hear me? Possibly. Have you already been taken down, cut off? I thought the country that I immigrated 43 years ago was tyrannical, and I had to watch my mouth, say nothing for the Almighty, the government. It looks like that now we have every 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 outlet, internet, every group is now leaning their control over us and simply backing the tyrannical system. That's unfortunate. So we have Mike Libby says male 42 New Hampshire. Thank you very much for that. Mike Libby says I do. Wunderbar. And Mike Libby says, in which circumstances should a person reach out to their ex? None. Only unless you guys have children, and then it is imperative that you create a good environment for the children. and be cordial, respectful, kind, in at least definitely in front of the children. No arguments, no nothing. So the child will have that feeling of psychological balanced psychological environment. So that is not something that he or she, the child, the children, had anything to do with. You guys decided to separate for one reason, not that who cares what. But the children have priority to still be able to enjoy what was promised to them, which was safety, security, balance, love, and tranquility, a peaceful and safe environment, observation and supervision of both mother and father. Now, for one reason or another, married people don't stay together or separate. Even though they have children, they put their own interest ahead of what responsibility they have. And they feel, oh, he or she'll be fine. Well, that's another way of looking at it. Other than that, there's no reason for you to reach out to your ex. None whatsoever. You guys were there, tried, were together, didn't work, tried to compromise, tried to work it together, tried to be compatible, tried to be reasonable, still didn't work. And eventually you decided to separate. So what's the reach out for? Reach out to do what? Hey, I'm horny. Can I have some? What? Or the other one, or either one of you needs some kind of help. What kind of help? There's help out there. Go pay for it. You want something moved in the house, you want something fixed in the house, go pay for it, get it done. Whoever, whichever, I don't know who, but there's no reason to reach out. What for? I hope that's the question you were hoping, that's the answer you were hoping to receive. And Ross says, hey, Maron, 32 male UK. Hello, Ross. Says, how do I become positive again? Just, get a battery and touch the positive pole. What do you mean? What the hell is that? What choice do you have other than being positive? What? How does it serve you to be negative? What does it do for you? Nothing. All it does brings mental anguish and anxiety, and deal with facts and take a chill pill. I mean, I was telling myself this morning that, look, you can't have the world behave properly. You can't have people to be polite and proper and reasonable and logical. There are assholes out there. There are idiots out there. There are people who just don't know their ass from their heads. That is not something that you should expect them to correct. That's them. That's their shortcomings. You should not be so affected by their behavior, their interactions, because that's on them, not on you. So if you feel threatened that some outcome that you want could be affected by their behavior or their uh, rhetoric, don't, because there are legal systems and there are other avenues, and there, you're in control of it. They're not the only. They're not. They're not the affecting power of any sort. It's just that the words may not be in line with what you want to hear, but you give certain kind of a importance to some things or some people who are actually not important. But because you really want to get the outcome that you want to keep away every kind of a negative um, uttering of any sort. Just pay no attention and move forward. So, where was I going with this? I don't know. Yeah, take a chill pill. That's what I was saying. This is my prescription for myself. Um, and how to become positive. Okay. And says, so much negativity at the minute. And the other day, I got abused in the street for no reason, and people just. Where's the rest, Mike? Ross? and people just. How did you get abused? What do you mean you got abused? You're in Italy, aren't you? No, UK. UK. How did you get abused, Ross? And what's the rest of the story here? So I go to Pneumatoid. It says, "Hi, my name is Trent. I'm 23, living in Maryland, US. I was in situationship. You mean relationship? What is that? What is a situationship? Trent, what the hell are you talking about? Help me out here." It says, "We agreed to go on our first date, but she flaked it and gave me hell, thinking I was giving her poop for her busy schedule." I'm sorry, I don't follow what you're really talking about here. Okay, let me go back to Mike till you fix that up. I don't follow what you're talking about really, Trent. Mike says the point is to reconcile. Oh, I see. So you see, that was missed in the first one. Why you want to reach out? Okay, I don't know. Why did you break up? Are those problems and reasons that you broke up have all been resolved? Is she now a different person, or you're a different person? You don't have those concerns that you did have when it convinced you to separate, or if she decided, or you decided, or both decided? What are all those conditions are now fine, no longer a concern, corrected, or not a concern? What? Why do you think that it's something that you couldn't reconcile before, it's now reconcilable now? Because you guys have not been together and now miss each other, and because of these missing or emotional need or vacuum, you feel that all those reasons that caused you guys not to be able to continue the relationship is also acceptable now. They're still there. So what are you reaching out for? Because you don't think about the reasons where you guys couldn't make it together. You're not focusing on all the goodies, all the good times. How good it was. We were a couple. We would go out, and friends would see us as a couple. We would go have tea, or we would go have dinner, and we would, hold hands, or go to a movie, do things together, kiss and have sex. And it was very good cuddling, watching a movie. All that shit that is nice comes to your mind, but you had all those. Despite of it all, something was actually powerful enough to make you guys dissatisfied of the relationship and not to be able to reconcile right there. Now you don't remember him, so you think, oh well, what was wrong? Why did we break up? Can we reconcile? If you want to reconcile, you got to figure out what are you going to do with those issues, because they're still going to be there, whatever it was. If you don't understand your own psyche and how it works, and don't understand each other's needs and psyches, and the shortcomings and whatever, if you can't compromise, if you can't have a together policy, a policy that would both adhere to a certain way of behaving in society and toward each other, and certain compromising abilities, certain interest in making things work and understand from each other's point of view. If you don't have those things, so the same problem will come up again. A couple of intimate moments and things and movies, and then again, you come back to the whole shit that started the whole thing again. You got to find out how you guys going to bond on consciousness level first, and then you can think about getting back together. So, is reconciling means what? Oh, I'm sorry, I've acted that way that day. I wasn't thinking right. And she says, oh yes, me too. I wasn't in a good mood. Is that what it is? The roots of what happened. What is that? Differences in opinion, differences in policies, differences in lifestyle, differences in thinking about what the future should hold for you, differences of efforts you make, differences of interests, differences of political views, differences of social views. What is it that made this happen the way it happened? Expectation, unreasonable expectations. What was it? You got to figure those out. You want to reach out, but reach out and talk about things, not, oh, I missed you. Yeah. What did you really miss? In your mind, I missed her. But in reality, what? You missed the intimacy. You missed, all the things that, is motivating you to reach out. It has to be beyond that. And she also must be on the same note. That she wants to figure out what happened to your psyches. Why is it that you guys behave that way? Do you know about how your psyche works? If you don't know how you are working in here, how could you know how she's working in here? And vice versa. If she doesn't know how her own psyche works and affected and behaves and misbehaves, how could she know what's the root of your beef and your concerns about, the way your psyche interprets and behaves and reacts to things? So these are the real fundamental. Everybody thinks that, okay, we're two human beings and we like each other. And then, so now we're going to try. First, fucking get to know how this works. And then get to know how the other person's this works. And then try to find common grounds and compatibility and bonding on this level. Everybody has a body, everybody has a look, and everybody can do up. And whether you're a man or a woman, you can look sharp. But if that's the extent of allure, that's the extent of interaction or interest or excitement for the relationship, that's gonna, be done, finished after a few months. Few months of different things you did, different places you went, different people you met, and different things you bought, and all these things. And after that, you gotta live with each other's mentality. That's why people constantly get divorced, because all they do, they get interested in each other's physical appearances or what they have, what they own, opportunities for their own, the satisfaction of what their shortcomings are in providing for themselves or bringing about what they expect, what they hope to have in order to feel confident or happy, or thinking that what they have and makes them pleased or happy defines them, rather than go and define themselves first, figure out what they're all about first, and then go about find a mate. Anyhow, I said enough. So Ross, you left us in the limbo. Where's the rest of it? He says, I was walking along the street and someone started shouting at me as I was wearing sunglasses. Lol. Seemed to get attacked in some form of some people verbally from time to time for doing nothing. Why would it have anything to do with you? Somebody's crazy in the street. You focus on that whatever other people do or say towards you is meaningful or credible right off the bat without even judging their behavior according to your standards or the society standards, but you just simply give credit to whatever shit they utter or behavior they have, and then you question yourself. There's so many assholes out there. They could say whatever they want to say. What would you care? Why do you find the need to respond to an idiot? Hmm? You know, there was this story that this donkey and a tiger were in an argument in the jungle, and tiger was saying the grass is green, and the donkey was saying the grass is white. And they argued to the, they were just about to beat the crap out of each other, and they said, okay, we can't resolve this, let's go ask the king of the jungle, lion. So they go to the lion, and then they bring their case, and donkey says, sire, this tiger keeps saying grass is green, but we all know grass is not green. Punish him. And the lion looks at the tiger, says, is that how it is? The tiger says, sorry, grass is green. I mean, and the lion looks at the donkey and says, yes, I think tiger should be punished. So punishes the tiger, and then and then before that, the donkey says, "Oh yes, see, I told you so," and all that, and the donkey leaves. The tiger goes to the lion and says, "Sire, what the hell is? You know that the grass is green." He says, "Yeah, I know the grass is green, but I'm not punishing you because you say the grass is green. I'm punishing you because you're debating and arguing with the donkey." So you deserve to be punished. You take up my time for this bullshit instead of learning not to argue with the donkey. So there are lots of donkeys around, and you are taking the time of this valued program to say some asshole made fun or said some shit about you for no goddamn reason, and you think that would mean anything. You got to be punished because you pay attention to the donkeys. That's my verdict for today. So let's go to so okay, let's go to Rhino Gaetano. Rhino Gaetano. Okay, what about the credentials, Rhino? Age, gender, where are you tuning in from? Okay, I'll get back to you. Forget that. Forget the answer. I'll I'll get back to you, please, if you will. Okay. Um, Trent says, I feel so rejected and hurt. We shared a good connection of sexual interest. Okay, that was sexual interest. So, as you said, it's a situationship. What the name is that? Is one night stand or something that is not a girlfriend boyfriend or no commitment in it, and you just have some romantic or sexual interest. Okay, that's situationship. But what kind of a nonsense is that? That you actually believe that it's something. That's what it is. New name for it, maybe. It's a one night stand. So why do you think someone that you really don't have anything in common yet, or at least not known yet, would have to be as warm and cordial and responsive as if she's your girlfriend? You created an image of this relationship, whatever it is, as if it is more than what it is. And now that the problem is created, or according to what it is, the reaction has taken place. You're complaining that why is it behaving this way? Because this is not a relationship. You just said it yourself. To you is a new word, situationship. It's a one night stand. You met, you saw, you fucked. So what do you expect from it? Now you think she's your girlfriend, but you expect her to act as a girlfriend. If it establishes that way, then you can expect that. But you're expecting something prematurely without having been established that it is what you hope it will be. If you call it situationship as you do, then why don't you think of it as it and expect it nothing more than what it is that you're calling it? In a situationship, which is a one night stand pretty much, or two night stand once in a while, without any knowledge of where it's going, what it is, what you're together, you sleep with other people as well, either one of you, it's not committed. So why do you think it should actually feel or be as if it is committed relationship? So, and then you call it being in no contact. Well, already it was just a short-term arrangement, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't call it what you call it. You'd call it my girlfriend. It never was established that you guys are a couple. So yet you expect her to behave like you guys are a couple. And then you get hurt for something that you already know you shouldn't get hurt, because it's like somebody that you know, that you happen to bump into or slept together a few times. But you expect it to be a different than what it is. So fix this up, meaning don't expect anything for to be something that it is actually not. Accept the fact that you guys are not together, then you won't be hurt and you won't expect a certain kind of a response to your query. And you just say, okay, the hell with it. She didn't respond, you didn't respond. But you're offended as if she's already your girlfriend, but you accept and acknowledge that she's not. Your expectation does not jive with the situation. You know, it's like saying, maybe it's a lame example, but it's like saying you wanted something and you say, hey, could you please give me that screwdriver or whatever, you're fixing something, or can you give me some tea? And the man or the woman was kind enough to actually get a tea or coffee from the stand there, and you were doing something or you were thirsty or something, and then bring it to you. And then you take this happening as if the person is a waiter or waitress and say, bring me an orange juice and a sandwich. And if the person says or doesn't pay attention to or looks at you weird, you get offended. You're the one who actually changing the situation here by assuming it to be something that it wasn't. It was a favor that that person brought you that water or coffee or tea or whatever it was that you wanted the first time. That doesn't make that person butler or the maid or the employee of yours or the waiter or the waitress. Now, you can assume whatever you want, but it hasn't been established at all. So the same thing here. There's no establishment of a committed relationship, but you expect her to behave as if she's your girlfriend and in a committed relationship, and you feel rejected. So big deal. You reject her as well. That's the end of that. As long as you're needy, most girls will also treat you just like that, like a dirt, because you need something that they find they're more valuable than you are. So just don't be needy. They don't want to offer it with their free will. Move on. She got mad at me because I wasn't responding to her Snapchat. And that was because I was upset that she didn't say anything like, hey, sorry, I can't come out tonight. Okay, so whatever. Best thing is to tell her, listen, I didn't respond to your Snapchat because you didn't say sorry that you couldn't come out that night because I had planned for it. Simple. And if she see what she says, she doesn't say anything, the hell with it. Move on. She says something, then you guys are talking, maybe you resolve something. It's not a big deal. How old are you? Why the hell you guys don't tell me the information? Or did you? Trent, you did, didn't you? I forgot. Yeah, you're 23. Okay. You're too sensitive about it. You're 23, nothing, you're going to have this girl and that girl and the other girl and so many others before you actually find someone that you really want to be with. Because at the moment, you hardly know who you are, what you want, how this works, let alone knowing what kind of girl you want. And we have Chester from my hometown. Hawaii is here. Male 28 Hawaii says, Aloha, Mehran. Aloha, Chester. Mahalo. Says, how are you doing? Well, we're doing what we can. Says, I've been busy with work this past few months due to the increase in cases. Just stopping by to say hello to my life counselor and counselor. My pleasure. Delighted that you see that you're busy and you're happy. Not delighted if there are too many cases. I'm just delighted that you're happy and busy with your work and you're enjoying your work and being so helpful. And hopefully you keep healthy. And good of you to say hello. Always good to hear from you. We have David Smith, male 34 UK, says, ex I was living with for 2 years left a month ago suddenly. I don't get it. Was she an ex before she came and lived with you for 2 years already? Or she's now a month ex? Like you guys were boyfriend, girlfriend for 2 years and she left a month ago suddenly. So just saying she was unhappy in the relationship and moved out. I tried to reach out to understand why or figure out what I did wrong. Nothing. You did nothing wrong. I don't think so. I mean, you probably didn't do anything wrong. You don't know. She probably found somebody else. And she's been probably doing that for a while and getting to know that person, I mean, and eventually she decided to do that. And if she had any reason, she would have said it. But because she didn't have a reason, it's not about you, it's about her. Probably didn't say anything. I mean, that's all I can say from the little that you shared here with me. Dave says, but she blocked me on everything. I haven't done anything wrong to her to be treated like this. Yeah, you haven't. You're not at fault. Says, I can't understand why she behaving this way either. Well, there was a movie called, Jungle to Jungle, and where Tim Allen went to some place in Africa to land for a couple of hours to get a divorce paper signed with his separated wife. The wife didn't show up, but her lawyer, local lawyer, some funny figure, showed up in the airport, and Tim Allen said, look, where is she? She needs to sign this for a second. I got to be out and marry some other girl that is my fiance now. She was supposed to be here. She promised me she'll be here, meet me at the airport, and sign these things. And the other lawyer says, well, he who knows what the woman wants knows everything, but even God doesn't know that. So what do you care what the reason was? The fact is that she's not deserving you. Why? Because she's done what she's done. She left, and I bet you for a for a, what is it, grass-fed hamburger, that she probably found some other situation that she's been contemplating on. I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but it's weird whatever she's doing. Or maybe there's some kind of a weird situation that she hasn't shared with you. But I'm sure you've asked for explanation and she hasn't offered, which is spooky. Either way, it doesn't matter. You just call it for what it is, a little crazy behavior, because non-communication after 2 years of relationship is as stupid as it comes, and it's as narcissistic and abnormal as it can be. But instead of you seeing it the way it is, as that she's an idiot or she's non-communicative, she's abnormal, you're taking it on yourself. What was wrong with me? All you're thinking about, because a woman who can be source of a pleasure for sexual pleasures and intimacy and what we men love to be involved with, women, is somehow not giving that to you, and you are only focused on that rather than the girl is abnormal. This is not a normal behavior of a woman who's been with you for 2 years. It's a behavior of someone who's got the marbles mixed up, or somehow, for some reason, she's at fault and she doesn't want to let out. So she just simply keeps quiet and moves out just to get what she wants to do without having to explain to anybody, because she's embarrassed about, or she's just doesn't care. She just wants what she wants. Instead, you are seeing it like, oh, if there's something wrong with me because the source of pleasure has refused to give it to me, so therefore there must be something wrong with me. No, just because girls are pretty and they are desirable doesn't mean that they're also smart and they actually know what they're doing and they have justification for what they're doing and they're smart or something. No, just means that's what it is. Somebody's stupid doing something stupid and unjust. Why do you have to think it's your fault? If it's not, it's not, and you would know it. Therefore, move on. Get another girl. Where are you? In UK? So many pretty girls out there. What's wrong with you? Don't get the ugly stick out. Everybody knows about the ugly stick. So, treat yourselves well. Don't be silly and don't be hung up on why she rejected me. The hell with her. She rejected you. What? She rejected the opportunity she could have with you. That's what she rejected, not you. Now let her go. All right. He says, I was planning on proposing in December and I feel like my life is in pieces. No, it's not in pieces. You're lucky you didn't propose. If this is the girl they wanted to propose, then you really lucked out, didn't you? Yeah? You really lucked out. Missed it by this much. You dodged the bullet. Because if that's the kind of behavior and communication that this one was going to have with you, if you had proposed and she had accepted like a few months back, then you were going to be meeting some kind of a shit behavior, an unreasonable behavior, unjust behavior and reactions to nothing, and your life would be hell. And unfortunately, many men, when they see a woman actually denies them on something, they become more eager to have her instead of seeing that as a sign that she's not qualified to be compatible with them because she's being abnormal and weird. Let her go. Good ridden. Don't make what you were planning to be the actual destiny of yours. And I'm so sad that I couldn't get that plan come to fruition. I couldn't ask her to marry me. No. Why the fuck should you? She's an idiot. Let her go. So in other words, go count your stars and then go find another English girl, beautiful and wise and smart and capable. Live a life, man. The world has not, life has not summed itself up in her vagina. There's so many other amazing women out there. Don't diminish women to just one thing: sex. What kind of qualifications do they have? What kind of behavior do they have? What kind of wisdom? What kind of action, reaction, action? Did I say that? The action? Yeah, that means action and reaction do they have? Select properly. The whole problem of these relationships starts at the selection stage. If you don't select them well and just be so bogged down by their legs or their boobs or their looks and their behavior, that's not a selection. It's going to be, the horizon for it is doomed. It's going to be shit. So that should be a sign for you that that was a wrong selection and you lucked out. All right. Mike Libby says, but I get your point. Oh, really? What was it? Ah, Mike says it wouldn't be superficial, but with true, honest sharing and openness of the work done separately to understand ourselves better. Mike, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, I missed one of your previous ones. Oh, reach out. Okay, I see. I see. Okay, I see. I see. Yeah. Okay, then you got my pun, and I understood what you said. Okay, good. David Smith says, "Oh, I did all that, right? Okay, we did all that." Royal Doyle says, "Good to see you, Mr. Meran. Male 26, Missouri, wasn't it? This time I got it. Mo. It was yesterday, I guess. It was the day before. We were talking about that. Hmm. All right. Bibi Lulu says, "Why guy is being mean to me days after breakup? Why don't you say how old you are and where you're tuning in from before I can respond? I want to know what age you guys are. It's important to me to know you're not too young because many show up here at age 14 or whatever. And that's I want to know that how old you are and if you have permission from your parents. And I don't know, it's not necessarily about you, Bibi Lulu, but it's just about I gotta have that information. That's a protocol on this channel, guys. You want to ask a question by all means, but throw me the info. Aman is here, 20 male India. Aman says, I have different queue. People say time is limited and go and do stuff. I'm seriously hidden, even I want to get out and do things due to fear of failure. Really? How would you know you fail if you didn't try? Wayne Gretzky, one of the all-time uh, best hockey players in the world, he said, "I never missed a shot that I never took." Think about it. So how could you fail if you never tried? How could you know if you would fail? And if you did try and you failed, guess what? You learned humongous amount of knowledge about how not to fail next time on that same endeavor. So stop that bullshit and grow a pair and go out, do whatever it is that you want to accomplish, learn it, and you fail, you fail. That's what we are here for. What, everybody has tried everything, has been successful the first time? How many times we fail in something before we learn something? So that's the way the life is. That's the way of the river. That's the way of the life. So go to it and stop being like that. You don't need to have the pressure of feeling that the time is limited in order to do things as quickly or as amicably as possible. Just understand that in everything that you want to accomplish, you have a reason, and you need to try to see if that what you want to accomplish comes to fruition or not. And if it did, great. If it didn't, you learned something. Understand that everything is a lesson, and everything that you do is actually going to add to your wisdom and to your ability to judge better next time, prepare better next time, learn better. Whatever it is, you become. Practice makes perfect. Like, that's why these athletes practice, 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 because just because they know the game, that doesn't mean they're really good at it. They got to play it, practice it, have the muscle memory, have the ability to quickly think and make better judgments. And all these needs practices. And some of these things that you go through, it's just a practice. But you got to actually go through them in order to learn them. Simple. It's no big deal. You don't want to go through them, don't go through them. But then you won't. It's like a book that you say, I have the book, but I'm not going to read it. Okay, you won't learn what's in it. Maybe it's not useful to you, but maybe it is. But you will never know. But if you open it and read it, at least you know if you liked it or you didn't like it. You will have an opinion about it. You say, oh, I won't going to read it because maybe I won't like it. Well, so what? You say, I don't want to do it. Maybe I'll fail. Oh, so what? In reading the book and you end up not liking it, you've read so many things and you practice reading and you understood imagination, you understood how the writer writes or what he's trying to say, and then you make a judgment. That information is valid, valuable at some point. Maybe you didn't like it, but it's an information anyhow. You gathered information. Maybe you don't like it, but you gathered information. Same thing here. Maybe you failed something. You don't get it exactly as it's supposed to be or you want it to be, but you learn so much by just that practice. Maybe you play soccer and you don't win the game, but you learn so much in that experience of dribbling and knowing the game better. This is the whole point of it all. Okay. Pat Santos says, what you do, friends telling you why you break out? Okay, I need to know age, gender, where you're tuning in from, guys. And please make the sentences a little bit clear for me. I'd be grateful. And Royal Dole says, I think you missed it. Did I? Royal Doyle. Ah. Royal Doyle says, what is a good way to balance business and pleasure? Well, always business comes first, unless you've had too much business, then pleasure comes first a little bit. So you rejuvenate and you go about your business. Simple. But always business comes first. Why? Up to a certain time. So in other words, you say business comes first up to this time of the day or the night, whatever, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is. But you have a cutoff time. At that point, unless it's something urgent that you got to attend to it, often I work till late hours if I have to, so until it's finished. If it doesn't have the urgency, then you balance, because night after night you don't want to work till 12 midnight and then no pleasure and then you sleep. It's just not going to be fun. You got to create that balance. So you have a cutoff point. 7 o'clock, I'm done. I'm just going to go, buy stuff, do dinner, make dinner, and go for a workout or whatever it is, or maybe 5, maybe 6, whatever it is, and depending on when you wake up. And then, unless it's an urgent, then you attend to it. Otherwise, you have a cutoff date, and after that, cutoff time, and after that, you do some fun things. So you will rejuvenate, and your eyes see the horizon rather than always here, and therefore you see the world, you see other opportunities and things that are happening, and you kind of feel like you're part of the nature rather than having been cooped up into one particular mission that you need to accomplish in order to benefit financially from it or attend to your duties or whatever it is that you promise to do. So I guess that it is. You come up with some kind of a schedule. From this time to this time, I work. From this time to this time, I don't work unless it's urgent, something really urgent. Okay, let's go back to Charu Smita. Hello, Charu. How are you, dear? Says 33 female India. Says, hi, Meran. I'm meeting a guy who is a lawyer. He's too busy, takes work calls when we meet. I also feel we both are boring together, but I can feel he's good at heart. Not sure if to continue considering him or move on. See what his action brings. I don't think he has a good heart is enough. What does his action say? People are not just what they say, they are their actions. So what is he doing towards this relationship? Is he just trying to gain confidence about himself by meeting with you and still attend to business while he's with you, and then feel good about himself and go do whatever he's trying to accomplish, and yet not make a positive action toward advancement of this relationship? So in other words, seeing this girl being you gives him confidence that I'm seeing a girl, I'm having a girlfriend, but no plans. So sometimes you may have to just step back and say, listen, I don't see where this is going. And you don't even have interest of not answering phone calls when you're with me. That doesn't tell me much. And I respect your plans for your life. And if that is your priority, I respect that, but I don't have to be part of it. So if this relationship is not interesting enough for you to have a special time for it and put your phone down, and then so we can at least get to know each other a little bit better, then perhaps it's just a good connection, but nothing more than that. So let's treat it that way. Whether you want to say that to him or just move on with your life and other opportunities, and when he finds us as well, because obviously you've got priorities the way you have all the time. I have no problem you being a workaholic, but I do have a problem when you actually supposed to be out with me and you still want to work. I'm not sure if that means anything, or it's a message delivering to me, or it's just the way you feel confident by looking you're busy when you're with me because you don't have the confidence to be with me. So when you're here, you pretend you're a very busy man and this and that, so forth. So I'll be impressed. I don't know what the hell is going on. But what I know is that when we go out to dinner to do something, we're interrupted all the time with the bullshit that you're going through. I don't know how urgent they are. You can't tell how urgent they are, can you? Because you take any call and you're not a surgeon, so nobody's dying. You're a lawyer, so obviously you can simply have a certain time. Why do I talk with like William Shatner at Star Trek? But however, you can tell him that you can at certain time take a break and say, "Hey, this is for me and my girlfriend." But you're not making that effort. That tells me something. That if we actually, at least tells you in your own mind, Charu, that if you actually were married to this guy, well, this would be the case. You'll not have priority. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, or a woman or a man should have priority all the time, even though if things are not urgent or important, because work is work as well. But what I'm saying is, if that's what he's doing right now, either it tells you that's how it's going to be even worse when you guys are committed to each other, or it means that he's really not confident and doesn't think that you really think of him much. So he's trying to show that he's busy even when he's with you. Hello, yes, oh, yes, I'll attend to that. Yes, of course, all that bullshit. So you can figure it out. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. So either it's his shortcomings is trying to impress you that constantly takes calls, or he actually doesn't give a damn about the relationship that much. Or as you said, you guys are boring together, and he takes the call because he thinks, well, it's a business anyhow, better than this. So either way, this needs to be either looked at by yourself individually or talked about it with him. Bring it out to the open. Say, where are we going? Are we going anywhere? And say, I'm not talking about marriage. I'm talking about what the hell is the structure of this relationship. We don't even have priorities for a relationship. So What does that mean? I'm not asking you for anything. I'm just saying, let's clarify so you can go and find the girl that you want, and I can go and find the guy that I want that is going to be compatible for the kind of relationship that I'm looking for. On that note, let's go to Charu says, the romance is missing. It's more like friends talking. We just met twice, not dating, but we met for matrimonial to consider each other for marriage. Obviously, this is not going to be anything that you expected. You can see it. So you're a smart girl. You know it. So trust your instinct, trust your knowledge, bring it out, discuss it. So later on, you won't say, well, I didn't discuss with the guy. Just bring it out. You're a powerful woman. I've seen you, I've talked to you. You're poised and you're educated. So say what you want to say. And see what he's going to say. And if that's not satisfactory, don't be bamboozled. If it's not satisfactory, say, okay, I understand. Nice to meet you, and get out there. There's no shortage of good guys. You just got to find them, I guess. All right. Charu says, thank you. You're welcome, Charu. And Sky Mendel says, hello, Miran. Hello, Sky Mendel. I can see your thumbnail, but I don't know gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Please, guys, girls, do me a favor. God damn it, I've asked this how many times? Gender, age, where you're tuning in from. It's the least you can tell me. Sky Mendel says, thank you for your great advice. Which advice? I didn't even answer your question yet. Did I? Unknowingly? No, you haven't even told me who you are. Sky Mendel, sprech. Spill it out. And Dosti says 21 male. Says, okay. Yeah, why in trickle? Says, I'm male 36. Yeah, male 36 from where? Sky Mendel, you don't want to meet my ugly stick. So go put your motorcycle helmet on, because this is about to crash on your head. Just give me the info. Dosti says 21. It says, Tunisian, I live in France. Oh, God damn it, couldn't you have opened that mouth sooner? Merci beaucoup, monsieur. All right. Sky Mendel, thank you for being here. All right. So we go back to Dosti. Dosti says 21 male, Netherlands. So I got to learn hello in every language that you guys, every language from every country that you guys are living in, at least one word. So maybe from now on, I just ask for, teach me one word like hello or goodbye or thank you. Maybe 3 words, but one at a time in the country that you come from. So anyhow, that would be something interesting for all to learn while we're talking about stuff. Dosti says 21 male, Netherlands. I'm doing really good with HOCD, and last month, this will be the last month, but I really stressed when I see naked men, butt, an image, etc. I feel some weird sensation. Yeah, it's your anxiety, because you see them as some kind of a connotation and association to sex. It's not that triggers you. It's about, oh, I shouldn't be thinking about this anything that more than what it is. It's a man's butt. You don't even should care. So, okay, because when you were kids, we'd see somebody naked, so, oh, naked, ah. But now brain has brought all these nonsense into it, because it's been introduced, all kinds of lifestyle has been introduced to all kind of people without their interest. And my lifestyle may not be interested to somebody who's not heterosexual, and a heterosexual may not be interested in other lifestyles as they are. It is normal, but we happen to get to know so many unnecessary information to each one of us about things that we are not interested, and yet the brain doesn't understand that. It just takes anything that seeps through the mediums and the information that is out there. The brain takes any information that has seeped through the consciousness and turns it into thoughts. And because the narrative is about lifestyles and so on, it can imagine, it can come up with all kinds of suggestions. And then, of course, it's one of the many reasons that it turns into HOCD and it's subsets of OCD. The overactive amygdala, the anxiety, the fact that you want to be the top dog and you see somebody else, you consider them as a nemesis or as a competitor that may hinder your chances with the girls, and all these different reasons, anxiety and the thoughts that shows up and the images and the malfunction in the signaling system of the brain and caudate nucleus and the striatum and basal ganglia and all that. Suddenly, but you don't know any of them, you just interpret it, oh, that means my gender is changing. Whether you're heterosexual or homosexual, this OCD subset hits anybody at any gender. But then this question comes up, and then you fall into some kind of a vortex of non-existence that it was created by the malfunctioning brain, and you now try to deal with it. Don't deal with it. Leave it. God damn it. It's just bullshit. But the brain is so powerful that makes you have certain kind of reactions in the body. But that's a whole story for another time. I've explained it in detail in number of videos, and the psychologists, psychotherapists are available for you to watch their videos. Dr. Philipson, Dr. Schwartz, Dr. Jan Weiner, all links are there below in description of the videos that I've put in the two playlists that are called, one is called intrusive thoughts, transient thoughts, OCD, HOCD, negative thoughts, that interprets the thought itself and then goes into it in detail, the association of these words and so on, and how it works in the psyche. And then the other one, intrusive OCD, HOCD short videos, and none of them are short, but these were focusing on the separation of the brain, thoughts, and you. That there is a you and the brain was added to it. It's not the same. Brain and you are not the same. And it's been proven, I have proven it to you in these videos, many videos, and it's been proven by neuroscientists and neurosurgeons that there are aspects of you and the mind that the brain cannot even reach. So stop this bullshit that the brain is you, what it suggests. Oh, I got to worry about it. Oh, brain said so. Brain is an apparatus, is an organ, is no different than your intestine. Your intestine gets diarrhea, your brain gets malfunctioning, and suddenly things show up that is not within, in line with your values, and you shouldn't get bamboozled by it. So that's another story for another time. You guys can check it out, all those links of the psychologists, psychotherapists, and their studies and research and the discussions and the videos that I've prepared. And especially this video, I want you to go all take your time and watch this video, which is based on the report of Dr. Egnar on the world-class experiments of Dr. Speary, Dr. Feld, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, Dr. Libet, which are brilliant scientists with their neurosurgeons, and they have proven beyond the shadow of doubt what Aristotle proved and talked about 1,000 years ago, dualism versus materialism. And then I have used that information to make a video and present it here, a little bit more elaboration, but I'm sure that you will enjoy the information that is there. So here's the video that I want you guys to take time. It's 48 minutes and 32 seconds. It's not a short video, but it's a very worthy video for you to understand the separation between brain, you, and thoughts that you make and thoughts that the brain makes. All right. Having said all that, I do deserve a tea. If you guys let me 2 minutes, get your tea, and I'll just want to pour some tea for myself. So let me just put something here for you guys so you can watch while I'm here. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. Well, we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing, again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you.
Yeah, no
Thank you very much. And we're back. All right. How many did we lose? I'm always counting because, you know, you have, it's like you have only 5 oranges, and every time you go out of the room, you want to see if they are still here. Only, but if you had like 5,000 oranges, I wouldn't care. So, what's going on here now? We have Mike says, Mike 44 US. US is a big place, my friend. Where the hell in US? it's like saying there are 300 million, 320 million people in the US, and I'm Mike. Yes? Which Mike? There's so many of them. So which one of the 50 states? 50, yeah, 50 states. Is it 50? 50, is it? So Mike says, at the start of my last relationship, after 2 months, I had heard of my ex's relationship with her ex, who is the father to their daughter. They had no custody agreement. And he would kiss her goodbye when he would come to pick daughter. In addition, she would cook daddy and daughter meals twice a week. Regardless, I proceeded to see her. Was this a mistake? No. No, not at all. It's their divorce, and somehow, obviously, they're in good terms, and that is good for the child, and probably their main interest is to keep a cordial relationship and friendly relationship for the child to feel safe and comfortable, and that mom and dad are still around. I don't know how long they've been like that, but the kiss goodnight, it's extra. There's no reason for that. The dinner thing, that the meal that she makes is okay. The guy is trying to, you know, They've been together for a while. They have a child, so they have a relationship, and that's a human relationship. They're not enemies, and that's good, actually. It's not a problem. And making some meal for the guy who's the father of the child, that's all right. If there was no child involved, then that would be a problem. But it's not a problem because obviously he's not as skillful or maybe resourceful or has the time or possibly when the child is there. So she makes the food for the father and the daughter. So when he's taken off the daughter, there'll be more time for them to spend with it for him to spend with the daughter and attend to her needs while looking for maybe making food and stuff. It's a consideration and it's not a problem. 2 times a week, probably he takes the daughter 2 times a week as well. Or even so, it's a kindness that she has and it's a need that he has, and that is fine. I don't know what the situation is. Are they divorced legally or they're just separated? I don't know. But let her decide if she wants to continue kissing or not. Obviously, it's the guy who's kissing her. And probably it's the girl who actually separated herself from her husband. These are my guesses. I don't know exactly what the situation is, but probably the guy is the one who's doing the kissing. that's that's okay. Don't be so possessive because it's not going to help. She eventually will cut it off. The more gentleman and the more helpful and the more you bond with her on different levels, and she will start seeing you as the very important part of her life and the man of her life, she herself will cut that kissing business out. Don't tell her anything about it. Let her continue that until she finds it inappropriate. Women are more careful about these things than you may be. They will get to the point that say, hey, listen, this is silly. I mean, what's a kiss for? It's okay. She'll eventually cut it off. If a year or two passes and she still hasn't cut it off, then you can get in there and say, like, what the fuck is going on? otherwise, otherwise, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Marcel Casimir says, Dear Meran, as we talked about earlier, my ex-girlfriend monkey branched me, has a new boyfriend, and she is putting the blame on me. Ha ha! It's a textbook reaction. So why are you so uh, surprised? And she's putting the blame on me in front of other people. She never tells the truth that she probably cheated. I'm 21, Hungary. Well, you're 21. I don't know how old she is, but she's full of shit. And you simply, when she's saying that, I'm sure you're not there when she's saying that. But if you ever heard of it, all you have to say to those people who tell you this is what she said, you say, well, she forgot to add that she cheated on me. That's it. Nothing else. Do not explain any further. Just say, oh, she forgot to add one little thing. And they say, what? She cheated on me. And she doesn't want to talk about that. That's the end of it. Nothing more. They'll come up with their own conclusions. And Sports Zone says, I think you missed my comment. Did I? Sports Zone? You probably didn't have your. No, you did. Sports Zone says, Male 24 UK. Hello, Meran. Hello, Sports Zone. Says, I've been dealing with HOCD well, but last night I had an intrusive dream. So what? So what? I used to play chess all day long. And I would have dream of it. Anything that you think more than normal about it, either this way or that way, doesn't matter, good or bad, just something bothers you or something pleasant, it can come into the dream because your neurons are conditioned to keep rolling on that. And so the sequence is about when your mind comes down and you slept, the one that has been most active pops up and continues its configuration of whether it's malfunction or bullshit or something you're trying to invent. I used to invent products, and for months, day and night, I've been focused on making prototypes and making changing designs and so on. And then I would dream about it. I would dream about it and try to get up and why? Because constantly you're training the brain to think about this topic. That's how the ability of the brain to solve problems, mathematical problems or something, because it keeps staying on what you train it to think about. And because you're concerned about HOCD and think about it all day long, so unknowingly you're training the brain to keep thinking about this thing to the point that when you sleep, it just pops up and start continuing calculations and it conjures up nonsense. So means nothing. Dream of this sort, nonsense, bullshit. Keep on going. Sky says, hello, sir. Hello, Sky. I should look up then. Says, I'm male 35 Montreal. Ah, bonjour, comment ça va aujourd'hui? And what the hell is happening in Montreal? Lots of shit flying all over this country right now. And many other countries. Prithu Barua. Prithu Barua says, male 32, India. How are you? Thank you very much, Prithu. And Thomas Kendrick says, hello. Thomas Kendrick, protocol. Gender, age, where are you tuning in from? One we could tell, but age and where are you tuning in from? All right, guys. We have whopping 14 people here. Let me try my tea before you guys. Oh, Marcel's come back with. Marcel says, great advice. Thank you. What did I say? I must be getting old. What was the question? Or maybe I'm going too fast on the questions. This says she will be 21 soon as well. And yes, she doesn't say these things in front of me. I'm in no contact for almost 3 months, but the birds are talking. Yeah, well, it was a 2-year-old. Oh, wow. She's age 19, a girlfriend 19. It's just, you don't even know who you are, let alone know what kind of girl you want. It was a good experience or whatever. Now you can see the shit that she's full of shit. So move on. Don't give a shit. That's what you say. If you hear anybody says, oh, that's what she says. Say, oh, really? Did she also complete this story? Oh, what's the story? Oh, she probably forgot to mention one little thing. Really? What? That she cheated on me. And that's the end of it. Really? Well, yeah, you can ask her about that. I don't want to talk about it. I've moved on. That message gets to her that I've moved on. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Relationship, okay. And Sky ignores what I say as far as... No, Sky doesn't ignore. No. A male 35 Montreal. Oh, okay. Sky says, how do I stop being so anxious and being perfectionist? If you found out, tell me about it too. The anxious part, not really, but it's there because of the perfectionism. Yeah. So I get very nervous what my friends would find out about some secrets or stuff I'm not proud of and spread rumors about me. Oh, I see. That's the kind of thing you're talking about. Because everybody could be perfectionist, and perfectionism brings about the OCD that you touch, the light switch 5 million times or want everything to be done. You want to control things to make sure they're of highest standards according to what's proper and all that. So that's the rest of it. But you say that you get anxious, nervous, what my friends would find out about some secrets or stuff I have not I'm not proud of and spread rumors about me. How do I stop being so anxious and being perfectionist? Well, the fact is, you have to understand the human psyche is the same and humans are the same. They must have lots of secrets themselves. So if they find out, they find out. And if anybody says something about it, says, well, it's a mistake happens. I'm sure you've made mistakes. I wasn't born wise. That's the end of it. But you don't have to think about explaining anything to anyone, or because you know something doesn't mean that everybody knows what you know. You're looking at them with the eyes that is informed about you and your life story. But what you're looking at doesn't know what you know about you. What you're looking at is not looking back into you, is looking at you. And it can only know what you allow them to know, if that's what your concern is. Otherwise, the rest of it is just your own OCD that is trying to take over. So, oh, they might know. Oh, they know it. Oh, they what? Whatever. So what? Even if they know, it's a big fucking deal. What? What happened? They can go fuck themselves. Says I get very nervous what my friends would. Okay, you said that. Oh, you said. Oh, you said two times. It's the same question two times. Okay. Brito Barua says how to get rid of laziness. Don't allow it in. You don't have to let it come in and then try to get rid of it. Simply, when you have to do something, do it. When it needs to be done, do it. When you have to prepare something, prepare it. When you have to attend to something, attend it. Don't allow it to linger. Then you see the laziness. I said, now you got to get rid of that to go and attend to whatever it is you have to attend. Just attend to it. Don't let laziness sit in. So I feel lack of energy sometimes. Well, check with your doctor, see if your testosterone level is up. How old are you? 32? I forgot. Guys, please, with every question, include that little those three little codes. M or F, male, female, whatever your gender is, you signify your gender with, and then age and where you're tuning in from. Three little things. M36 Italy. Simple. So I will always be in tune of who I'm talking to, so I don't have to look around and see, for example, right here says, Liz, give me says, yeah, yeah. She just Preto has done it right here. It says, give me tips of being energetic like you, male 32 India. Well, first of all, don't eat junk. Eat proper food with proper amount of protein in it. Go to your doctor and see if there's any depression or anything that you feel, or check your testosterone level if it's according to what it's supposed to be. So your laziness and drowsiness or tiredness is not due to any lack of whatever chemical that your body naturally makes. And then after that, if all that is good, then God damn it, get off your ass and go do exercise and make that exercise a routine. Because right now you have habits, things have become your habit, and those habits are things that doesn't let you move about. Sit and watch TV or do nothing or whatever it is. That has become your habit. So in fact, it's not that you're lazy, it's that you have habits that doesn't let you take advantage of your abilities and energy the way you should. And instead you're just sitting around doing, because that sitting around doing things that you do have become your habit because you've been doing it for years on and on, or months over and over. And that has moved the stage of just doing it, and it's come to the stage of being your habit to do it. And that habit takes away from your capabilities of doing workouts and exercise and other things that is actually good for you. So you got to cut that habit, thinking about your health and motivations and what's good for you. Use that to cut the habits that are not serving you well, and then use that again for your health reasons to get your ass up and go do workout and generate that kind of a lifestyle. And then that becomes your habit, which will then propel more energy all the time, continuously, and also replenishes that. And plus, you add some meditation to it, as I've explained it in some of the videos, and you'll be good to go. And check with your doctor just to make sure everything is hunky-dory. All right, guys, it's 1 hour and 34 minutes, and I don't think we have anything more to discuss, talk about. And so until next time, it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and allowing me to share a thing or two with you. And I look forward to talk to you again, hopefully maybe late tonight. I don't know. And if not, next time, whenever that comes. And if not, Saturday at 1 p.m. next week. But I think I will have many different surprise live streams throughout the week, sometimes around 11:30 or 12 at night, and sometimes in the afternoons, plus our original regular scheduled live streaming on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Vancouver time. And remember, you're always one step away from talking to me on Skype. Go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Make an appointment for 1 hour Skype consultation. And for new clients, I will add another hour on me. So we'll have 2 hours on that one session and plenty of time to explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
The last word was just total bullshit. I just made it up. But the idea of being here just for a moment, just gonna forget our shit. And it's just good. Are you taping me?
Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mindthatseekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing. Again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.